Good morning, children. How are you all? So, as we know that chapter 1, geography as a discipline is going on, and in this chapter, we already discussed two topics, meaning of geography and importance of the geography. And today, we are going to learn about the branches of geography. And in this topic, we also discuss the importance of physical geography also. Clear? Now, come to the first topic, branches of geography. So the main major approaches to study geography have been systematic approach and the another one is regional approach. So systematic approach is the same as that of general geography, and this approach was introduced by Alexander von Humboldt, and he was a German geographer. And the regional approach was developed by, or we can say that it is introduced by the Karl Ritter, and he was also a German geographer. So in systematic approach, a phenomenon is studied world over as a whole, and then the identification of typologies or spatial patterns is done. We can take an example also. If one is interested in studying natural vegetation, the study will be done at the world level as a first step. The typologies such as equatorial rain forest or softwood conical forest or monsoon forest, etc., will be identified, discussed, and delimited. So in the regional approach, the world is divided into regions at different hierarchical levels, and then all the geographical phenomena in a particular region are studied. So these regions may be natural, political, or designated region. The phenomena in a region are studied in a holistic manner, searching for unity in diversity. So this is something about the systematic or the regional approaches. Now come to the first systematic approach. So based on the systematic approach, we can divide it into three parts: physical geography, human geography, and biogeography. So let's start with the physical geography. In physical geography, we learn about geomorphology, climatology, hydrology, and soil geography. Geomorphology is devoted to the study of landforms, their evolution, and related processes. So in this, what we learn about the landforms. Now the second one is climatology. Climatology is the study of structure of atmosphere and elements of like weather and climates and climatic types and regions also. Third one is hydrology. In hydrology, we study the realms of water over the surface of the earth, including oceans, lakes, rivers, and other water bodies, and its effects on different life forms, including human life and their activities also. Clear? In soil geography, we study the processes of soil formation, how soil formed, soil types, their fertility status, distribution of soil, and their use also. So this is all about the physical geography. In human geography, we studied about the social and cultural geography, about the population and their settlements, the economic geography, historical, political geography. So these are the some parts of the human geography which we learn. So if we talk about the social or cultural geography, in this we study the society and its spatial dynamics as well as the cultural elements contributed by the societies. Okay, so in you can say that you can learn about the cultural geography by the name also. इसके नाम से ही आपको पता चलता है कि what we learn in this, what we learn, the study of society or the cultural events, जो भी हमारे cultural elements हैं हमारी society में. Next is population and settlement geography. So in this we studied population growth, distribution of population or the growth of population, density of population, their sex ratio, migration, and the occupational structure of population. All these points we will discuss or learn in this topic. And settlements, if we talk about the settlement, the geography, so settlement geography studies the characteristics of rural and urban settlements. Clear? Now come to the next, which is economic geography. In economic geography, we studies economic activities of the people, including agriculture, industries, tourism, trade, transport, infrastructure, and services also. Services like which include in the secondary, tertiary sector or the quaternary sector also. This fourth one is historical geography. In this, we studied historical processes through which the space gets organized. Every region has undergone some historical experiences before attaining the present day status. So the geographical features also experience temporal changes, and these form the concerns of historical geography. So in this part, we read about some historical part of geography. Clear? Now come to the next one. Next one is political geography. Okay, so in this part, we looks at the space from the angle of political events and studies boundaries, space relations between neighboring political units or the neighboring countries, constituencies, elections scenario, and develops theoretical framework to understand the political behavior of the population. So in this पॉलिटिकल ज्योग्राफी में हम जो भी पॉलिटिकल इश्यूज़ हैं हमारे, जो भी नेबरिंग कंट्रीज़ के साथ जो भी कुछ हो है, वो सारी चीज़ों को हम इसमें पढ़ते हैं. नेक्स्ट इज़ बायो जियोग्राफी. दिस इज़ अ थर्ड पार्ट ऑफ सिस्टमैटिक अप्रोच. सो इन दिस we learnt about the plant geography, zoo geography, ecology, environmental geography. In plant geography, which studies the spatial pattern of natural vegetation in their habitats. So in this जो plant geography में जो है, जो भी natural vegetation है उसका जो distribution है वर्ल्ड में या अर्थ सरफेस पे, उसके बारे में हम लोग उसको स्टडी करते हैं. In zoo geography, which studies the spatial patterns and geographical characteristics of animals and their habitats. In plant geography, we study about the natural vegetation, and in the zoo geography, we study about the animals and their habitats. Okay. Third one is ecology or the ecosystem, and ecosystem deals with the scientific study of the habitats characteristics of species. Because simple, don't be confused in this ecosystem or the zoo or the plant geography. Simple is that in plant geography we studied about the plants and their habitats. In zoo geography we studied about the characteristics of animals and their habitats. In ecosystem we study the habitats कैरेक्टरिस्टिक्स ऑफ स्पीसीज के जो कैरेक्टरिस्टिक्स हैं, उनके जो हैबिटेट्स के, उसको हम रीड करते हैं. ओके. नेक्स्ट वन इज एनवायरमेंटल ज्योग्राफी. इन एनवायरमेंटल ज्योग्राफी वी कंसर्न द वर्ल्ड ओवर लीडिंग टू द रियलाइजेशन ऑफ एनवायरमेंटल प्रॉब्लम्स सच एज लैंड डिग्रेडेशन, पॉल्यूशन, and concerns for conservation has resulted in the introduction of this new branch in geography. So in this part we learn about the different types of pollution like water, air, sand, land, noise, and all that. Okay. Now come to the next approach, which is regional approach. Now we are discussing the branches of geography based on regional approach. So in this, first one is regional studies area. Regional studies or area studies. It is not a it is not a single word. Regional studies or area studies. Okay. So in this we studies the micro, meso or the macro type of the studies. And next one is regional planning. In this part we just plan the things for the comprising the country, rural and the town or the urban planning. ओके, सो फर्स्ट वन इज़ हम क्या करते हैं, किसी भी चीज़ के बारे में स्टडी करते हैं, एंड सेकंड स्टेप में जो रीजनल के बारे में जो भी हमने स्टडी करी है उसको हम उसके बारे में प्लानिंग करते हैं. ओके, एंड देन रीजनल डेवलपमेंट, फिर उस रीजन का डेवलपमेंट होता है. एंड द फोर्थ वन इज़ रीजनल एनालिसिस. आफ्टर दैट व्हाट वी विल डू, रीजनल एनालिसिस. हम रीजनल एनालिसिस करेंगे. कैसे करेंगे? सो देयर आर टू एस्पेक्ट्स विच आर कॉमन टू एवरी डिसिप्लिन. These are philosophy and the other one is methods and techniques. In philosophy we use geographical thoughts, okay, land and human interaction, human ecology. हम जो भी हमारे geographical thoughts हैं उनके थ्रू हम लोग जो है एनालिसिस करते हैं या लोगों से इंटरेक्ट करते हैं या जो भी लैंड एरिया उसको देख कर या समझ कर. Second one is methods and techniques. In this we use cartography including computer cartography, quantitative techniques or the statistical techniques. So we use these things like field survey methods, and another one is geoinformatics comprising techniques such as remote sensing, GIS, GPS, etc. So these are the some classification of the branches of geography. Generally geography curricula is taught and learnt in this format, but this format is not static. So any discipline is bound to grow with new ideas, problems, methods and techniques. Clear? Okay. Now come to the next topic, which is physical geography and its importance. So physical geography क्या है और इसकी क्या importance है? Let's understand these things. So physical geography includes the study of फिजिकल. देखो फिजिकल वर्ड से समझ में आता है हमें यहाँ पे फिजिकल जो भी हमें नज़र आ रहा है. ठीक है. सो फिजिकल जोग्राफी इंक्लूड्स द स्टडी ऑफ लिथोस्फेयर like landforms, drainage, relief and physiography. And atmosphere consists composition of atmosphere, structure, elements and controls of weather and climate, temperature, pressure, winds, precipitation, climatic types. So this is these all are included in atmosphere. Third one is hydrosphere. In hydrosphere we all study about the ocean, seas, lakes and associated features with water realm. And biosphere, yes, in biosphere we study about the life forms including human being and microorganisms and their sustaining mechanism. Okay, food chain, ecological parameters and ecological balance. Okay, and soils are formed through the process of padogenesis and depend upon the parent rock, climate, biological activity and time. So time provides maturity to soils and helps in the development of soil profiles. So each element is important for human beings. And landforms provide the base on which human activities are located. The plains are utilized for agriculture, plateaus provide forest and minerals, mountains provide pastures, forests, tourist spots and are sources of rivers providing water to lowlands. Climate influences our house types, clothing and food habits. So the climate has a profound effect on vegetation, cropping pattern, livestock farming and some industries also. So the study of physical geography emerging as a discipline of evaluating and managing natural resources. So in order to achieve the objective, it is essential to understand the relationship between physical environment and human beings also. And physical environment provides resources and human beings utilize these resources and ensure their economic and cultural development. So now this topic is completed here, and I'm going to show you some terms or the terminology which is very important in this chapter. Now you can read from here or write in your notebook also and learn. So like geography, what is the definition of geography and what is geography, then you can learn from here. Geomorphology, climatology, hydrology, soil geography, all the terms are here and you can learn from here also. Okay, so this chapter is completed here and the question answers I will upload on the website in my next class. Then you can find from there. Okay, so I'll meet you in the next class. Till then, take care and bye bye.